Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about how to make a woman fall in love with you. So the first thing that I want to discuss is something I learned a long time ago now, which is attraction isn't a choice. And that is a quote by David D'Angelo. And basically you can watch here on YouTube like an 8-minute video of him describing this, okay, about why attraction isn't a choice. So just type in attraction isn't a choice, David D'Angelo, and that will come up for you. But basically, in a nutshell, what this means is if a woman has no attraction for you, and usually a woman can decide whether not decide, but she can tell if she's attracted to you or not within the first couple of minutes of meeting you, okay? So if she doesn't feel some kind of attraction for you, then there's not a lot you can do. Like if she has zero attraction for you and she just sees you as like a brother, or she's just not got that energy towards you, then there's not a lot that you can do about it, okay? There's not going to be a lot that you can do to sway her mind, okay? But if she does like you in some shape or form, whether she's really, really attracted to you, or whether she's like, oh, he's kind of cute, you know, sort of like on the fence a little bit, like, oh, yes, that's an attractive man, he's nice, but maybe she's not 100% interested in you. But that's what you'll find, okay? There'll be women that are just totally not attracted to you whatsoever, and have just felt within those first few minutes of meeting you that they're not into you. And there's not a lot, again, like I said, there's not a lot you can do with those women because they're already out, okay? But a lot of women will also be in the other categories, which are she thinks you're attractive, she thinks you're appealing, but maybe she's not like head over heels. And then you'll find that there are some women who have an instant, very, very strong attraction for you, okay? Now, I feel like the most common are the women who are not into you and the women who are sort of like on the fence about you, okay? It's very rare that you meet a woman who has a very high instant attraction for you. And I'm sure you felt the same with women too, okay? So, for example, you go into a room and more than likely there is maybe just one woman who, let's say you're at a party and there's just one woman who you like hone in on, okay? And your attraction guides you to, right? Because like I've described before in my videos, it's like we've got this navigation system inside of us that points to who we're attracted to when we enter a room. So if you're single and you enter a room that's full of people, you know, mixture of, you know, men and women, like at a party, you'll find that you hone in on that one attractive woman that is just right for you. And if you've come in with other guys, right, they'll be looking around and they may hone in on a different kind of woman, right? On a different woman. Okay, so who you're attracted to might not be necessarily who your best friend is attracted to. Okay, or it could be, but that always is a bit messy, right? But more than likely, there's only going to be really one woman who you're super interested in when you walk into that room. Yeah, there'll be other attractive women about, but it's almost like when it comes to that super rare attraction, right? There's usually just one, right? And I know that I felt this, you know, I remember those moments where I've honed in on a woman, you know, when I was single, and so I remember once when I was at school, at university, and we were mixing classes for whatever reason. We were mixing with actors because I did filmmaking at university. So the filmmakers, we got mixed in with the actors, the people who were studying acting, so we could like bond together and, you know, be able to get actors for our films. And obviously they get to be in films, so that's cool for them. They get acting credits. So, you know, we got mixed, and I remember like my attraction was just like was zoomed in on just one girl at that time. It turned out she had a boyfriend, so that was obviously that over and done with. But once I learned that, I was like, okay, fine. But you know that when you're single and you enter a room where there's a lot of people, a lot of women, you hone in, right? Especially if you're single and looking, okay? So because attraction isn't a choice, okay, it's this video that I'm creating for you is not going to be a fail-proof. You can make any woman fall in love with you, because that's just not the reality. You can make women fall in love with you who already have some attraction for you or are really attracted to you. But with a woman who is completely turned off by you in that way, can only see you as like a brother or as a friend, there's not a lot you can do about that. But I guarantee that you will be someone's cup of tea. A woman will be interested in you in some shape or form, okay? So even if you feel like you're not very good looking, I guarantee, I've seen plenty of guys who are not good looking, conventionally good looking, shall we say, who are in relationships, who are married, who have kids. I see it all the time. For example, my father isn't conventionally good looking. He's always been overweight, okay? He's got a permanent lazy eye, right? And he's not conventionally symmetrically good looking, okay? He's not Brad Pitt, right? He's definitely not Brad Pitt, okay? But the thing is that made my mother personally attracted to him and wanted to be with him, because my mother, when she was younger, obviously she's older now, so she just looks like, your average old woman. But when she was younger, she was extremely beautiful. She was a very beautiful lady, okay? And I remember thinking, even when I was a kid, I was like, how did my dad get her? Okay, right? Because I was going from the looks, right? I wasn't going from the energy. Okay, and one of the things that I remember my mum saying to me about my father was this. She said that, he made me feel safe. He made me feel comfortable. Okay. She felt safe around him. And that is why she was attracted to him, because she felt secure and safe in his presence. She didn't have to be afraid when she was with my dad. And that's what I remember her saying. So, one of the confusing things that tends to happen, though, is because attraction isn't a choice, sometimes guys can often see, this guy is treating this woman so badly, and he's able to get with her. And what they do then is because they thought, if I'm afraid, let's say to begin with, they were being really nice to her and kind to her, perhaps being really romantic and being, giving her gifts and things like that, doing all these outward things that they think that a lot of guys think they need to do in order to get a woman to fall in love with them. And when they see that doesn't work and she ends up with a guy who's a douchebag, they then go to the complete opposite end of being a complete total pleaser to being really destructive around women. And he's like, I'm going to be mean to her then because I saw that guy being mean to a woman that I liked and she got with him and not with me, even though I was really nice to her and I was really kind to her and I was giving her stuff. But she went with the guy who does none of those things. So I'm just going to be really awful and really mean, and maybe that's what will get her to like me. Okay, so they go from these opposite ends, right? When in reality, you should be somewhere down in the middle where you're not putting women on a pedestal and you're treating them like a princess, but you're also not being a total asshat either to them, right? Because yes, sometimes women do end up with jerks, but they don't tend to stay in those relationships very long. And if they do, it's because one of the reasons is because they can't leave. Because they've got too many entanglements now. They got pregnant, they got kids, they got a mortgage, or maybe he's making her not leave. And it can be one of those kinds of really seriously bad relationships. Okay. Or it could be that the guy who's perceiving this just thought he's treating her badly, when in reality he just wasn't treating her like a princess. He was just treating her like a normal human being, and he perceived that as you're not being very nice to her. Okay, so it's about being in that middle place where you're not putting her on a pedestal, but you're also not being a total people pleaser as well, and you're not being overly romantic towards her. Okay, so it's all about having balance. Okay, so the best formula for you then is how to make these women fall in love with you that you like is to create an environment where they can feel comfortable and safe around you. And the way that you do that is by not trying to force things. Because the guy that is trying to give her stuff, the guy that is telling her how much he likes her all the time and all these kinds of things, and is buying her stuff and writing her love letters, he's doing too much. He's trying to force an outcome rather than just allowing it. So the best place for you to be is to create an environment where she doesn't feel like she's being rushed into anything. Okay? And the best way to do that is to be laid back. Okay, so that is to wait for her to talk about relationships. Wait for her to bring up the topics of romance and love and getting more serious. Whereas you just take the seat back, just sit back and just be laid back about it. And when you go out on a date with a woman, when you're interacting with a woman, your main goal is to just have fun and have a good time. That's it. Just have fun and have a good time. Get her to laugh. Obviously it's great if you get to laugh as well. Just have fun, just have a blast, and only focus on that. Only focus on fun and laughter and being goofy and being silly together. Let her do the romance thing. Okay? Just facilitate hanging out, having a brilliant time with each other. Just being funny and goofy and just, having a giggle. And that's all you need to do. Okay? And you'll know when she's ready for more romance and stuff, because she will start touching you. She'll touch your arm, she'll come in for a hug, and then you'll know it's okay to do those same things back. And if she wants more and she wants romance with you, what she'll end up doing is she'll start looking at your lips. She'll look down at your lips and back into your eyes and down at your lips again, and you'll know that she wants to be kissed, so kiss her. Okay? So you always take the cues from the woman. If she's touching you, she wants to be touched. Okay, so it's okay to take that a step further. Okay? If she's talking about romance and relationships, then you can say something about, what do you mean? Do you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Do you want to be exclusive? Is that what you're trying to say here? What do you mean by that? And then she'll say. Okay? So just take the cues from her. Yes, you need to be the bold one first to approach and to ask her out on a date and those kinds of things, but the rest really, in a way, is kind of down to the woman. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like more tips, then please read Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, which you can go and read for free on my website. You don't need to sign up for the website. You don't need to log into anything. You can just go and read it for free. And if you'd like coaching with me, then you can go to www.christineloveridge.com and just pick whichever coaching option works best for you. But you could easily just coach yourself by reading this or by watching the next video or coming back to this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.